Hi, this is Gese Michael Roach, and I'm with Seiji Arao Takahashi, who's the Executive Vice President of the Diamond Cutter Institute, DCI, and also of the Sedona College of International Management, SCIM. Nice to see you, Seiji.
Nice to see you.
And we're gonna just tell you a little bit about how we got the college started, what was our vision for the college, and then I thought Seiji could talk a little bit about when his generation takes over completely, then what's going to be happening even in the near future with SCIM, and why should SCIM continue into the next few hundred years, okay? So I want to tell a story. I was teaching in Sofia, Bulgaria, and it's a small city compared to most of the places we go. And I was staying in a private apartment. So they gave me an apartment near Vitosha Street. So Vitosha Street is really nice because it's pedestrian only. You can't drive a car there. And they blocked off all the streets, and you can just walk up and down the street, and it's very, very nice, very pleasant. And so I was enjoying. There's a place called Lily Coffee. It's a European coffee company, and they had some great coffee shops, and I was just really enjoying the place. And I had some time off, and I was sitting in a coffee shop, and I thought, DCI is growing faster and faster. We started out, I remember, we had one program in Detroit, Michigan, and then we had one program, I think, in New York. And then suddenly, we're going to 25 different cities. Nowadays, it's like 45,000 people in the online free program. And, I just thought, wow, we're growing so fast that we're going to have more teachers. We're going to need more teachers. And how are we going to make them? And then I was sitting there, and I had a big pile of paper. I don't know why. I had some paper in my hand. And I said, we need a college, we need a teacher's college. And we should build a teacher's college in Sedona. So then I got all excited, and I got a pen, and I just started scribbling ideas, writing ideas on these papers. So I remember sitting in this little Lily coffee shop, for like 3 hours, and just like crazy, intense emotion, the feeling we need a college, in Sedona, and scribbling out all of the ideas and all the departments, who's going to be the teachers, where are we going to find a place, and of course how we're going to find the funding. And it was just very intense 2-3 hours of my life. I remember taking the stack of papers, and then I'm like, okay, here's the college. It exists, And I remember a story when I was at Princeton University, and it's kind of a naughty story, but a lot of my stories are. So there's a place there called Nassau Hall, and this was actually where the first government of the United States, where the first Congress was held, is at Nassau Hall, which is now the main president's offices of Princeton University. And I got to know this hall. Normally you cannot go in, and you can't spend a lot of time there. The board of trustees meets there, and they're very rich people. They don't talk to us normal people. But we were upset about the Vietnam War, and we took it over for 3-4 days. We slept there.
Wow.
They were supposed to have a meeting, and we wanted to be in the meeting. So we went the night before, and we slept there. And the police came, and we closed the doors, and they couldn't get us out. And I remember, trying to sleep on the floor. And there was a beautiful picture on the wall, and of the first building at Princeton University. And it's a table. It's just an empty table. And there's 3 guys sitting at the table. in the middle of a cow pasture, empty grass. And you can see the sky, you can see the trees. I even know where it was at Princeton. And there's just one table and 3 wooden chairs. And these 3 guys with these big beards, and they are writing something, you know. And I asked my friend, you know, what's that photo? It looks really old. And they said, this was the day that they signed the papers for the University of New Jersey, which is what it was, the College of New Jersey. It was Princeton. Wow. And those 3 guys are signing the papers to start the college, you know. And now, you know, that college is huge. And it's I saw recently they only take 6% of applicants.
Wow.
And the graduation rate is 98%. And so it's intense. The place is intense. But it started in a cow field with 3 guys. And they had courage, you know. They decided, we're going to have a college. And, you know, since then, thousands and thousands of people have worked hard. Thousands of great professors. Einstein went there, other great people. Jeff Bezos went there, you know, started, what's it called? Amazon. Mm-hmm. And, you know, all this cool stuff started with 3 crazy guys at a table writing something together. And I felt like that in Bulgaria, in Sofia. So we came back. We got a wonderful sponsor, a very, very great, generous and kind sponsor. He's very understanding. He really, really helps us. And he helped us. And then we got a very great real estate agent. And they took us around Sedona, and we looked at many buildings. And finally, we ended up with a kind of inexpensive 2-story dentist office with lots of dental chairs, and the company went bankrupt, and there's a small, tiny rooms with a lot of dental offices. And then we found an architect, and we got a guy called John Brady and a lady named Connie O'Brien, his wife, and I begged them, because they are so fashionable and they are such elegant taste. I said, can you remodel this place? Can you build this college? And they're like, yeah, Gеше, we can do it. And they spent 3 years of their life every day coming here, working hard, tearing out this old, you know, dentist offices, and making, I think it's the most beautiful building in Sedona. And then started the most difficult thing. Do you want to know what's the most difficult thing? Oui. To give it a name. So we start with SCIM, you know, SCIM. And they said, no, don't call it that. People will say SCIM. SCIM is kind of a bad word, like to cheat somebody in business or something. So we got, well, we can say Sedona College of International Management, but we have to make sure people don't say SCIM. And so we trained everybody, you have to say SCIM. And then the most difficult thing was make a curriculum, make courses, and then invite people to come. And it was a huge amount of work. Scott Avese, his wife, Oreed, they worked so hard. Oreed had training in education. She has a degree in education. And they worked really, really, really hard. And they built a curriculum. We built it together. A manual, a teacher's training manual at SCIM has been about 800 pages. And we did 12 of those manuals. So incredible amount of work, really, really hard work. And it's successful. And the beautiful thing is we have people from all over the world coming here, working together as a team. And I think that's the most beautiful thing. And they're helping each other to learn to become a teacher. And we have great plans to expand this college. and keep it going. And we've had a lot of progress in the last year. So Seiji, I thought maybe you could tell us about that and tell us
Yeah.
what's in the future.
Well, first of all, I'm very excited to be here because the college was actually my first project that I did. I remember I've heard about this DCI system in 2011 and completely got excited about it. And then I decided to put it into practice. It works so well for me, and I want to go deeper. And so at some point, I remember asking you, telling you, I really want to work in one of your organizations.
Yeah.
And you told me, well, we're opening this college in Sedona. Why don't you come check it out? And so I started working here.
No, it was different than that. We took a walk together. The first time I met him, we took a walk in a place called Casa Salesianas in Mexico. And by the end of the walk, it was about a 2-minute walk. And then I said, this guy is really smart and really, really capable. And I said, will you please come and help us run the college? And he's like,
yes,
yeah.
I would love to. So the college is particularly special for me. I met a lot of my great friends. I met my wife here, which we now have a
Yay.
baby. And it's been a beautiful journey. We just finished our first round of the 12 level of teaching how to teach the first 12 levels. And it just coincided that by level 11, we had to switch to online. And well, right now you cannot see because this is the studio that we're using, but it's a small space and we outgrew it kind of fast in the first
on the
two.
first day.
Yes, on the first academic session, we realized that is it. This is the most people we can get because it's illegal to have more people because of fire code, fire codes.
Yeah.
So we switched because of COVID, and we started doing online trainings, and we discovered that well, a lot of really cool things happened. First thing, because we were in academic session 11, all the people that came through all the sessions were now ready to become professors or assistant professors that we call it. And that meant that each one of them could take care of new people.
Nice.
Around 5 new people. So we expanded dramatically in one academic session.
Wow.
We grew up 4 times.
Wow.
And we went from getting 35 people, being able to train 35 people to 125.
Yeah.
So it's really cool because we're, I mean, DCI is the main company that brings this to people, but this is what's behind DCI. This is how DCI gets trained people. We go through 2 weeks of very, very intense training, which actually brings us more together. And now we're a big family. Yeah. And so
For each level.
Yeah. And one of the cool things that happened also for going online, because we went online, is that we can open it up to new languages because we have trained professors now.
Yeah.
And so we started adding Chinese into our teacher trainings. Now we're adding Vietnamese,
Wow.
we're adding Russian,
Wow.
and Spanish soon.
Wow.
So already we're starting to train very high quality teachers.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see it by our current assistant professors. They're incredible.
Yeah.
And each one of them is taking a lot of personal responsibility to really, really train people to teach these principles in the way that was intended, in a universal way, in a way that helps everybody have success in all the areas of their life. And also to expand to people that, one, couldn't travel because of their situation, because maybe they don't have a visa, or they have a family, etc., etc., or they didn't speak the language. So because we have now so many trained people, we can reach all these people. And now we have, unfortunately, have reached another, well, fortunately, actually,
Limit.
we've reached another limit that we have a certain amount of trained assistant professors.
Yeah.
So what would be the plans for the future? I would say getting a strong team of, I would say, about 20 well-trained assistant professors in each language, so that we can expand. I would like in the medium term to expand to 10 languages. In the long term, maybe 20 languages.
Wow.
So we have 20 colleges all over the world that run completely independently, and they are their own organization, so that we can, as the demand for DCI increases, the demand for DCI teachers increases. And then we have academies all over the world that can make this happen.
I know I had somebody recently say, I want to start something like SCIM. I'd like to have a college to train people. I'll give them like 4 or 5 hours of training. And I said, no, listen, the 12, as the way I count it, it's 1,200 hours of training that people go through here. Over 1,000 hours of training, because it's a very serious responsibility to be a DCI teacher.
It is.
Yeah.
And people really take it seriously. In our academic sessions, we teach the original live tool, how to teach it. Then right now, another cool thing that started happening is Gеше Michael is starting to train us how to do this thing that we call data mining or cultural mining.
What is that?
Where you go to the ancient classics found in East Asia, and you mine for ideas that can be presented in the DCI way, which is a universal way that can help anyone, absolutely anyone in the world, to reach whatever their dreams are, or to get away from whatever they don't like.
Yeah.
So that's a very cool, that's another big thing. One of the objectives of SCIM is that we can continue through, so that once we're all dead, this keeps going and going, and people get the ability to train other people to replace them at some point in the future.
Yeah, and I think also that the flow of ideas doesn't stop. So it's not, we're planning the college that new ideas will keep coming every year, and it's not just 12 levels frozen.
Right. Yeah, we can keep it. We have a good collaboration with another one of our teams called the Diamond Cutter Classics, which did another one of these series of videos, where what they do is they translate directly from those ancient books. And what we do, hopefully, is to grab those books and make it into what we call life tools, which is tools to use on your daily life to reach success.
How do you see, how do you start a new language, like in Vietnam? How do you start a new college?
Well, that's easy. The main thing, it requires someone to take a lot of responsibility, like in this case, being Nguyen. I told him, look, we do have trained assistant professors who are ready to train people how to be teachers. But what you need to do is to get us a team of translators that will translate the manual, the talks, the homeworks, etc., etc. And then we'll provide the assistant professors. And he said, yes, easy, I'll do that. I'll make a team. And now, because of that, we're training his people to become trainers.
Wow.
So that's basically
Training
what
the
has
trainers.
happened.
Wow.
People that have said, yes, I'll take on responsibility, I'll coordinate a team that can help us translate all of these. And since we have the trained assistant professors, then that's how we start a new language.
And I think we have an exciting development that as we buy this storage facility, we'd like to buy more of this land around the college. And what we've realized is there will be a constant need to train teachers in new skills as techniques change, as the media changes, as the delivery systems change. Seiji goes through 3 or 4 different online platforms every year or two. And, in a way, we have to train people to learn all those other skills as well, right?
Yeah, if we want to have more well-rounded people that can adapt to whatever the world evolves to, or the different regions of the world evolve to, we definitely need to build a robust university around it, definitely.
Cool. So we'll be growing, and we need your help to grow. We need to get this endowment idea all nailed down And we'd like to thank everyone. I especially like to thank Seiji, who, has really taken huge responsibility in the middle of huge changes in his own life with his marriage and his baby have come. And I'm just very grateful for your hard work, and I hope that you will take a rest too when you have to.
Yes. Thank you for creating these incredible ideas, all these manuals. If you're thinking, how can I support this? It's very, very easy. Have success in your life. Convince yourself that this system works. Try it out. And slowly, if you want to get more involved, start a book club. If you want to be even more involved, come and train with us as a teacher. What we do is we donate a certain percentage of our income, about 10% right now, our gross income. And we donate that to different causes. And one of them is this endowment that will help these 11 organizations.
Yeah, cool.
Thank you.
Thank you, Seiji. Thank you, guys.